Welcome. What's up, guys? It's Tuesday. I get my days screwed up every day, but it's Tuesday night. MLB big slate today, 15 games. So welcome to your Fielder's Choice. Pete Cole here. I'm running solo tonight, but we'll run through this pretty quick. A lot to talk about, a lot of games. If you're new, watching for the first time, your fielderschoice.com. We are starting a special right now, a college football special for $25 a month the first 2 months. So it's $50 for 2 months. And that you get everything included with college football starting this month. It starts in what, 2 weeks? Less than 2 weeks, I think. College football is one of our specialties. Also CFL, Canadian football we're doing. Been successful at that. Of course, NFL starting in 2 weeks. We have MLB, so a lot going on here. So we have that special going on. So check us out. Free Discord. Then we have premium rooms and all that with it. But your fielderschoice.com. Check us out. Tonight, a lot of hoops going on tonight. If you're one of our premium members in our premium room, Walter Waddell has been hooking anybody up, especially with the last minute use for NBA Summer League. And the Summer League tonight, I believe. I see there's 2-gamer at 7:30. Showdowns tonight. Also, the big WNBA site tonight at 7 p.m. He's got his article out on that, so check that out. It's 5-gamer. They've been definitely crushing on WNBA, I see, in the winning lineups room. What else we got going on? It's Canadian football Thursday night. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will have our weekly preview, me and Walter, for CFL. And then Thursday night, we're going to have our weekly college football preview. This week is going to be the SEC. A rundown of the whole, for DFS purposes, run down the whole league. We pretty much split it in half. Each of us take half the league. Give our top DFS plays. Friday we have an MLB show, and that's pretty much it for the league. So there's a lot going on, especially with August now with college football starting. So much stuff. So and you can't beat the price for $25 a month. All that included, all the sports, niche sports are our specialty. So if it's a small sport, it's on DK, we pretty much cover it. So any questions, just pop them in the chat, the live chat. Me or the admin will get to them as we're talking. And let's get to MLB tonight. Like I said, 15 games, weather. So there is a little weather, actually. I was going through most of the day thinking that it was a clear day. I guess I got spoiled yesterday. There is some concerns in the Toronto-Washington game. Just popped up. I don't think there's any kind of postponement risk, but there's a delay risk. I love the Toronto bats tonight because they're going to be, I'm assuming, a little bit lower owned. They're one of my top stacks today. But I'm seeing some batches of rain starting. It looks like it may cause a delay in the middle of the game. So Toronto, Washington, keep your eyes on that one. Also, Great America Small Park in Cincinnati. We got a green, yellow, so that shouldn't be too bad, but just something just keep it in the back of your head. And the same thing in Kansas City with some pop-ups going on in the Houston and Kansas City game. So no postponement risk. Nothing that really should affect our pitching. Maybe Manoah, what I'd like for Toronto, but that's about it. But no postponement risks. That's weather. I don't have Vegas pulled up, but we all know it's a Coors slate. So Toronto's big tonight. The Coors guys are big. And we'll just go through teams as we move. And of course, now my computer is froze. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's just get into pitching. Taking our cheat sheet has been updated. Our Fielder's Choice cheat sheet about 15 minutes ago, so it's pretty accurate and updated. And right away, looking at the top pitchers, we have 3 pitchers we're looking at for cash games. At our projections on DK, 2 pitchers over 30%. First one is Corbin Burns at 38%. He's your lock. He's your SP1. It's just weird on DK with their pricing. Actually, FanDuel's gotten better at pricing, I think, than DK lately, especially with pitching. Corbin Burns is far and away the best pitcher on the slate. There should be nobody even near him tonight. Yet you got Alcantara $400 away from him, Eovaldi $500 away from him. So, but Burns at the end of the day is going to be more than 38% owned on DK. He's your lock. Just throw him in there as SP1. Don't overthink it. Definitely top projections. I would even use them in GPPs. He may even end up being chalky on GPPs, but said don't overthink this one. Just use Burns and roll with it. I don't have to go through his stats. I do know that I did see a stat with St. Louis, I think in 11 innings, he's got like 18 strikeouts this year in 2 games. 2 games started. So is actually coming off his best game of the season. Doesn't walk anybody. Struck out 15 batters, 8 scoreless innings, 36% K rate. Whatever. It's all about Corbin Burns, SP1. So what we got to do is we got to decide how we're going to go for our SP2 in cash on DK. So if you're looking at our projections and ownership wise, it's telling us to go to Huascar Ynoa, who actually, that's where I'm leaning now. He's looking about 34% ownership, either him or Manoah. The only problem I have with Ynoa from Atlanta is it's his first game back. He is stretched out though. We do have him. I see he pitched 88 pitches, I think it was, in his last game. Last game in minor leagues during his rehab start. But probably the most talented on the slate. Well, him or Manoah. But before he broke his hand, punching a wall, I think it was. He was looking to break out the season. He had a 3.02 ERA, 10 almost 11 Ks per 9. Only 2 walks per 9. So like I said, he should be cleared to go for 90, 95 pitches, but you never know in this guy's first game back. It's against Miami. We know Miami is hit or miss, usually miss. This is a kid that throws 98 miles an hour. And that's been a big part of his success with that, is that fastball. So if he's healthy, if he's ready to go, if he's not stretched out, he is your SP2 tonight for DK. Plus he's the favorite. If you're scared of the first game back, if you're scared that he may only go 3 or 4 innings, I do like Alek Manoah a lot. I'm a huge fan of his for Toronto, but now I'm seeing with some of this possibilities of the rain delays is kind of scaring me a little bit. But this kid's ultra talented. He's got some weird advanced metrics though. Let me see. He's got a 2.59 exit, which is really well, but his ERA is at 3.91, 1.5 runs higher. So that's kind of weird. So it's showing that he should be having some negative regression, which I don't think is true. But I mean, he's striking out almost 11 batters. And his K percentage is only 26%. So he's not just missing bats, but he does have strikeout upside. So great matchup against Washington, though. I think the two teams that pretty much dialed it in are pretty much Washington and the Cubs. He's got the great matchup. If the rain doesn't come at 8,600, he's a great play. But when you got Ynoa sitting $1,300 cheaper on a core slate and some other teams you like the Dodgers and Blue Jays, Ynoa may be the way to go for cash. So they're your top 3. All 3 of them are said Manoah's 30%, Ynoa for Atlanta's 33%, and we have Burns sitting on almost 40% on DK. Any other pitchers I do like? I do like for definitely for Oakland tonight. I like Chris Bassett. No problem running Bassett. We did see Chicago get on Oakland last night with Frankie Montas, who I liked. But Bassett does enter the game pitching really well. He's pitched 6 or more innings in 6 straight starts. Quality starts have been 5 of those. He's allowed 9 total runs over 39 innings. So that's good for a 2.08 ERA, 20.7 K to walk rate, all elite numbers. So like you said, we did see them get the Montas last night. But in August, the White Sox are still striking out 25% of the time versus righties, 249 average, 109 WRC plus. So probably makes him more of a GPP play, but a great GPP play at 9,100. So that could be your pivot from Burns or your pivot from if you use like a Manoah in cash. Another guy I also like tonight is Logan Webb for San Francisco. This is what I'm trying to talk about. You got Logan Webb at $8,800, Bassett sitting at 91, and then Burns is only 10-2. So DK is kind of screwed up their pitching, seems like. These middle relievers, pitchers are all the same almost as the elite guys. But Webb, since he came off IL for the Giants, he's been dealing. Once he got stretched out, now let me see, over his last 4 straight starts, he's thrown at least 6 innings, scored at least 27 plus DK points in his last 2 starts, 19 plus in 3 of his last 4, 22.5 K to walk rate, going up against the Mets offense that you can definitely take advantage of. Great GPP play. You can even use him in cash if you want to be different tonight as your SP2. Anybody else I'm forgetting? Probably, I mean, for cash, probably not. I didn't mention Adam Wainwright. So I like Webb, I like Manoah, I like Enoa, and then Wainwright's the other one. I just don't like Wainwright's price. But hey, Wainwright's been doing it all season. Why can't he, do it again tonight? Another good spot. I just haven't used him much, but he's definitely in play. He's looking at for us like 8% ownership. So more of a GPP play, but I do know people are going to use him in cash. That's pretty much it for anybody's near cash. I like the Yankees pitcher tonight. It's a 7-inning game though for GPPs. I have no problem running out Lewis Gill for the Yankees. I also like on the other end, I like Nathan Eovaldi also for Boston. It's going to be very low owned, but great for GPPs. Problem is he's $9,700, so he's not going to come cheap. But Eovaldi's, he's had a good season. Second game doubleheader tonight. You could get that complete game bonus. You could get that complete game shutout and all that. So GPP's in play. It's probably it. Dylan Bundy, maybe. I mean, Bundy has been a trash can all year, but actually had a really good start last week. And now he's getting the Tigers. So we do know the Tigers can sit down and give up during the game. So Bundy does have the talent. So you want to be really different tonight in GPPs and possibly get a decent 25, 30 points. You can run Dylan Bundy at 6K. GPPs only, of course. Yeah, good point. You said DC has no rain in the forecast, so that's the problem with these national games. We've seen them, postpone games, and it never ends up even raining. So I guess before the first pitch, the teams can call the games after first pitch. MLB does. So you got to be careful with Washington, because they've been known to call games. It's weird stuff here. So I'm glad to see that Donde Gutierrez. I don't know how I missed him. I actually have Gutierrez in some lineups tonight, and his last 3 starts have been damn well elite. He just scares me, as I've seen him pitch a lot earlier in the season when he got rocked. But definitely a good spot against the Cubs, who've given up also. He's a righty. When you have guys like Ian Happ batting third, Hayward batting fifth, Bote sixth, you're in a good spot. So Vlad Gutierrez at 7K is also a good spot. I'm glad you said that. So that's it for pitching on FanDuel. You can probably run Burns, even though he is quite expensive. Enoa's we're on our projections. We have Enoa right up there with Burns, almost the same percentage. Enoa, Burns, Alcantara, Ian Webb, all those guys are all about the same. So it's more of a toss-up on FanDuel. I would probably still run Burns, even though the price is high, in cash, and just take the chance of a big score, not mess with some of these other guys, what they're more iffy than Burns. All right, so that's pitching. It's Corbin Burns, and then take your pick for an SP2. Okay, running out to just going to run around in bases now. We're going to refer to our cheat sheet. Anybody, you guys that are premium members, pull that out. Like I said, I've been using this cheat sheet for a good 8 or 9 years. It's very successful. It's the only cheat sheet I use out of all the sites, and it's got everything on it. We got all the percentages. We got ownership from both sites. We got WOBA, we got ISOs, pitchers and batters, prices for both sites, so on. It's all on one sheet. So perfect document for making cash games and GPPs. So starting with catcher tonight, looking ownership projections, we're looking at Mitch Garver is sitting at 17%. So Garver's 3,900 on DK. I do like the Twins tonight. I like the Twins a lot tonight. I'm not a Morgan guy. I don't think Morgan's great. I can see Twins jumping on him. Garver's been great with the reverse splits, 313 ISO, 419 WOBA on the reverse, and he's got over 100 at bats, so it's not like it's limited sample size. So Garver definitely 3.9. My top play though, sitting at 3.7, $200 less. In that price range is Mike Zunino. Zunino right now is on a complete roll. I'm a huge Zunino guy. I play Zunino in certain spots, and even though they're in a trop, it's a good spot to play Zunino. I think he's no longer even boom or bust. He's on an 8-game hitting streak. He's got 5 games, those 8 games. 4 of those jacks are coming in the last 4 games. Facing Means, who's a lefty, and he's got 341 average against the lefties. A crazy 504 WOBA, 488 ISO against lefties. That's my bomb call tonight. Definitely Mike Zunino. Going up, my top play overall though is definitely Will Smith for the Dodgers. Smith is set up far. To me, he's far and away the best catcher. Is the Dodgers lineup out yet? I guess that's my first question. If anybody's seen a Dodger lineup, just let me know. I haven't seen one yet. I'm assuming Smith is starting, as hot as he's been, but he actually has been playing. So, yeah, they're not out yet. So Smith's my top play. He's coming off a dominant series against the Mets. Actually, Smith sat last night. Actually, his Barnes played, so he should play tonight. He went 4 for 12 in 3 games against the Mets. 3 homers, 3 RBIs in those 3 games, facing Will Crow, who's a complete gas can, is getting pounded by righties. 234 ISO, 392 Woba. Smith's my top play at catcher tonight, if you have the money. Anybody else I like dropping down? I do like for cash. If you got a punt, I like Wilson Ramos at 2-6 as your punt play. He's batting cleanup tonight, even though it's a righty versus righty. I think Ramos is a good spot. Anytime you got a guy batting cleanup at 2-6 with power like Wilson Ramos has, no problem running him out there tonight. He's playing for Cleveland now. He's bounced around a little bit, but Bailey Ober doesn't scare me. Says righty on righty, but definitely you can use Wilson Ramos at 2-6. Then you got the Padres. Caratini's batting tonight. I'm not a Caratini guy against Marquez. That's more for GPPs. Elias Diaz is now 4-4, but definitely in play the way he's been hitting for Colorado in that Coors game. But me, it's about Zanino. Garber's a popular play. And if you pay up, Will Smith. All right, go to first base. First base is probably going to be Connor Joe. Where's Connor Joe in the lineup tonight? Connor Joe is once again leading off 2-8. His price hasn't moved yet on DK. Going up against, it's a Padre bullpen game. It looks like Matthew Strahan is starting. So Joe at 2-8 is going to be really high owned. You got to play Joe in the outfield or at first base, but you got to get him in your lineup in cash at 2-8 in case he does another bomb. You got to play him. And we have him at 14% ownership. I wouldn't be surprised if before lock he's even higher. But great spot. I may end up using him in the outfield because I love a lot of first basemen tonight. But Joe's hitting 306 over his last 10 games, 4 home runs. It's going to be chalk. Frankie Schwendel is down there also. We talked about him last night. Great spot for the Cubs. He's averaging 17 fantasy points over his last 5 games. 5 straight double-digit fantasy points. The kid just keeps on hitting. Great pivot off of Joe for GPPs. Going to be different. He's batting second against Mlb Dfs. I love Schwindel tonight. I'm going up top. Ohtani, of course, is a great play. The problem is him and Vlad are over like 6.5K now. It's a lot of money to pay for those guys on a quarter slate, but you can use them. The matchup proof, great plays. Max Muncie is my favorite play at first. That's why I may end up using Connor Joe in the outfield. I want to get Max Muncie in my lineup. He's got hits in 8 of his last 10 games, 3 home runs of his last 2. He's locked in. He's hitting 385 over his last 10. 385 ISO. His OPS is almost 1.1. Will Crow's a gas can. I love Muncie. If you don't like Muncie, Joey Votto sitting right there, same price. He's got a great BP against Kyle Hendricks. You can use Votto. For GPPs, you got Paul Goldschmidt, who's got a great BVP against Burns. He's 6 for 13. Don't use him in cash, but you can definitely use him in GPPs. Yuli Gurriel is a great play in FanDuel. He's so cheap for Houston. And then we can't forget about CJ Krohn. CJ Krohn is obviously heating up here now. Where's Krohn in the lineup tonight? Krohn's batting 5th. He's still under 5K. I think he's like 4.9. But now over the last 20 games, he's hitting over 3. He's hitting 318 over the last 20 games with 6 bombs. So Krohn at 4.9. I still like Muncie, but if you want to message your lineup, maybe get another big bat in there. You could probably drop the Krohn at 4.9 if you did use Isaiah Joe in the outfield. But just make sure you get Joe in somewhere because he's going to be really high owned, and he always has a chance for Jack, especially in a game like tonight. It's hot, 86 degrees in Colorado, no chance of rain, great hitting weather tonight. So kind of sum it up, Max Muncie is my top play at first. Connor Joe is my other top play. It's a chalk play. And then some GPP plays are Schwindel, CJ Krohn, Votto, and then the big guys, Guerrero and Shohei Ohtani. All right, second base. Now once again, we're talking these games, mostly talking like cash plays. We got few good plays. Let's see. It's our cheat sheet showing us here. There's a bunch of plays I actually like. So right now, Trey Turner is catching our ownership at 20%. and he's only Trey Turner's like 5K. For some reason I thought he was 6. He was 6, I think, so he dropped a lot. So Trey Turner, 5K, great place. Jorge Polanco still embarrassingly low at 3.5. Polanco's probably still your best point per dollar play against Eli Morgan. Great play at 3.5, even though Turner is sitting there at 5K. In the middle, Johnny India is on fire for Cincinnati. Kid's leading off, facing a struggling Kyle Hendricks. 3 multi-hit games out of his last 5. 3 home runs in his last 5 games. Of course, the one game I played India on Saturday went over 5. But India's a great play. Then you got Josh Rojas. I love Josh Rojas tonight. More of a GPP play probably because of Turner, because of Polanco. But Rojas right now is locked in. I mean, he's got hits in his last 4 games, multiple hits in the last 3. Hitting 476 over his last 7 days. So don't sleep on Josh Rojas tonight for Arizona, especially with GPPs. Brendan Rodgers tonight. So where is Rodgers is hitting second. So Rodgers is in play. Yes, Hampson isn't in the lineup. Okay, so Brendan Rodgers is in play. He's slashing. Looking at he's got great numbers against lefties. He's probably only going to see Strahan once. 299, 347, 627 slash for Rodgers. So he's in play. But I think at the end of the day on DK, I'm probably going to lean, if not Polanco, I'm just going to go up to Trey Turner at 5K. Both good plays though. On FanDuel, second base, I think you run Max Muncie because Max Muncie's only 3.6 on FanDuel. Yeah, so you're playing FanDuel, I'd run Max Muncie out there because I love Muncie tonight. Our projections on DK are showing. Our projections are showing Trey. For some reason, it's not. I'm pretty sure Muncie's on second base on FanDuel. For some reason, it's not popping up, but I'm looking to that. But I love Muncie on both sites. Third base, Josh Donaldson's the player of the day here just because of his price. And actually, I'm not a Josh Donaldson guy anymore. I bitched and moaned about him all year, but I've been using him. I've been successful using him. He's our projections on our cheat sheet are telling us to go ahead and use him. He's going to be high owned on both FanDuel and DK. He's sitting at 3.5 DK and only 3,000 on FanDuel. And I mean, he's deservedly. It is a righty versus righty matchup against Morgan. But Morgan's not that well. He does, but Donaldson's got 5 hits over his last 2 games, and he does have a 2-10 ISO on the reverse split. So don't worry about the righty versus righty matchup. I love the bottom, these value guys in third base tonight. I like Eimer Candelario. Is he batting cleanup tonight for Detroit? I think he's in a great spot. Batting cleanup after Miggy. Miggy's going for that big home run tonight. But Candelario, he's locked in. He's got hits in 11 of his 13 August games for a 319 average against Bundy. Don't sleep on Candelario at 3.7. And then you got this Diaz kid for Houston. You can also play Diaz at first base, who quietly is stroking the ball. He should be clean up tonight. There's no Alvarez tonight, so he's batting cleanup. This kid's hitting 341 of his last 10 games, 488 slugging. He had a bomb last night and gets a plus matchup against Daniel Lynch. So Lynch, I mean, Diaz is hitting lefties right now to the tune of 259 ISO, 406 WOBA, but 328 batting average. So Diaz at 3.3, even though Donaldson is a popular play, well, Diaz is only 5 or 6% lower on our projections for ownership than Donaldson. Diaz could definitely be in play too. That's where I may end up going at 3.3. Just because he's so hot. Of course, Machado's in play in cores. He's only a few percentage points lower than Donaldson and Diaz. So Machado's in play, Turner's in play. But if you're playing cash, it's probably want to run Donaldson because of that ownership. I think Donaldson's going to be higher all when it's all said and done. But I do like this. I do like Diaz for Houston. And it's a good play. So he's auto play. The kid's crushing right now. I know Donaldson's been hitting righties. He's got decent ISO, but he's been hitting the last 2 games. I'm just waiting for the ball to drop on Donaldson here. So, but he's in a good spot again. Shortstop, Tatis is always going to be the top play. He's sitting once again in cores. We got him at 24% owned. FanDuel got him about 28% owned. Him or Trey, was Trey so cheap? I also like Corey Seager tonight, but Seager's batting cleanup at 4.6, I think it is, as long as Seager's playing. The Dodgers aren't out yet, but I guess in cash, you got to roll Tatis. As Fernando Tatis in Coors, you got to roll him. Trevor Story, though, at 5.3 is in a great pivot. Probably even a better play than Tatis tonight. Just position Story's in. I mean, he's starting hitting now. He's at 375 in August, 10 extra base hits. He gets to face the Padre bullpen. Even though by the end of this, especially if there's a bullpen game tonight, Strahan's only going to go like 1 or 2. By tomorrow, the Padre bullpen's not going to be tired. So like by tomorrow, we really want to go up on these Houston, Colorado bats like Story. A couple other plays we like at shortstop, of course, is Jake Cronenworth. My guy, I'm still batting cleanup at 3.9 against Marquez. Marquez is in a good spot tonight. He pitches better in Coors, having a great season. But Cronenworth under 4K, great spot. Great pivot off of Tatis for JPPs. Brandon Crawford just keeps on hitting. He's sitting below 4K. He's hitting 500 over the last week. The 520 OBP. And he's still hitting 310 on the year with 19 homers. So Brandon Crawford, great spot. As long as he starts tonight, should be batting 6th against Stroman. So don't sleep on Crawford. Those are GPPs. All right, that's our shortstops. Now we get to the outfield. There's so many plays in the outfield. I can sit here all night and talk about them. I'm just going to list you a few, like some of my favorites. You can use Connor Joe. So you want to use Joe at first base or outfield, but he's being your lineup somewhere. So starting up top, Ohtani's a great play. There's not that many guys in the 5K range I really like. After that, though, Randy Arozarena is one of my favorite plays tonight. I'm assuming he's leading off tonight for Tampa. He got scratched last night, but he's back tonight. He's one of my favorite plays on the slate. He's leading off against Means. Nelly Cruz batting second. You know what Cruz does to lefties. Cruz is a great play. Nicky Castellanos still under 4K. Now you got Castellanos. It's a righty and Hendricks. He hits righties just as well as he hits lefties. Castellanos, Cedric Mullins, of course, is always a good cash play. Max Kepler, one of my favorite plays tonight. Kepler is leading off tonight. I actually may end up with Max Kepler in my main lineup. Anytime Kepler is going up against a righty, like at Eli Morgan, and he's leading off, Kepler's in play. He's 4-2. Love Max Kepler tonight. Then you got Tommy Pham, of course, is in play. That's all the 4K guys. Then you get to the 3K range. You got Michael Brantley, of course. He'll never get you 30 DK points, but he gets you 2 or 3 hits. Corey Dickerson. I'm a huge Corey Dickerson fan. I've been since he played for Colorado years ago. I love Corey Dickerson tonight. Batting 5th. Springer's on the IL. Just got announced. So you got Dickerson batting 5th against a righty. He doesn't hit home runs like he used to, but I still think Dickerson's in a great spot tonight against Eric Betty, the righty, batting after Vlad and Tio in front of Grichuk. Don't sleep on Corey Dickerson tonight. And then your punt plays, of course, you got Tyler Naquin. Naquin would have been one of my core plays, but he's not batting second. He's actually dropped down to 7th. Still in play, though, but I wouldn't make him a core play. Then you got Connor Joe. I still like for Cleveland. I play a lot. Is Miles Straw is still a good play. I am probably it for the outfielders. We named so many of them, but there's so many ways you can go. If Brent Rooker's playing, I like Brent Rooker also from Minnesota. I like Minnesota a lot tonight. I like Mickey Sano against Morgan. He's down in the order. Yeah, Rooker's batting second, so I don't mind Rooker at 2.8 also. A lot of plays you could like. It all depends on how your lineup goes. But I would say you want Burns in your lineup. You probably want Donaldson because he's so popular. You want Tatis. You want Joe. That's pretty much your core. You can fill in with some of these guys like the Keplers or the Naquins, Corey Dickersons. A lot of other ways you can go here. So, I'm glad you just brought that up, G, but I didn't even look at ownership on a cheat sheet for outfield. So Kepler, so Kepler's looking at our top owner-owned outfield at 18%. Damn it. So here I'm thinking I had a decent sneaky play. He's at 18%. Bryce Harper. Yeah, I should have mentioned Harper. Harper's, MVP type year. Harper's always in play. 14%. And Nicky C at 14%. So Kepler is right now looking at the highest projected ownership on both sites. That may force me to go toward Kepler. But said I like Corey Dickerson a lot tonight too. So he'll be one of my top lineups. All right. If anybody has any questions, we went pretty fast there though, but it's a Coors slate, so we pretty much know where most of the ownership is going. My top stacks tonight. Of course, you have Coors. They're going to be popular. I like to fade Coors a lot in GPPs just to be different. I like the Blue Jays. You get the Blue Jays playing in Nationals Park as long as the weather stays. You got Eric Fetty, who's just been terrible. And here I brought this up in my my GPP article. Fetty has an ERA of 10.21 in games that he loses, and he's got a 17.21 ERA with runners in scoring position. So that means if a runner gets a second base out of Fetty, they're scoring. And we know how Tampa can get guys on base. I mean, Toronto can get guys on base. So I love Toronto tonight. Go right through the top of the order. You can use all those guys right down to Grichuk. The other stock I like is Cincinnati tonight. They're playing at home, Great America Small Park against Kyle Hendricks, who's been terrible. He's come up one of the worst starts of his career when he gave up. Gave up 9 runs on 11 hits across 4 innings last week against the Brewers. And then he faced the same Reds team 2 weeks ago, and he allowed 5 runs on 9 hits in 4 innings. So like the Reds tonight, or up and down the order, like the Toronto, like the Coors game, and I like the Dodgers as a top stack. All right, so I got for stacks. And let's hit prize picks, and then we are out of here. Prize picks tonight, my favorite, I have a couple of them. I got Daniel Lynch over 3.5 Ks. I think I was looking at the way, especially where this Astro lineup is tonight, there's definitely 4 Ks in this lineup. And Lynch is he's actually been a good pitcher. His last 2 games, he had 6 Ks against the Yankees. He had 7 Ks against the White Sox. So I like Fetty over 3.5 Ks. I like Brantley over half a run. Michael Brantley should score a run tonight and bat in second behind Altuve. I have Cedric Mullins over half a run RBI for Baltimore. Mullins is always a safe play. He was one of the best players in MLB this year, leading off against Drew Rasmussen for Tampa. You got that platoon advantage. Run it. And then I have Randy Arozarena over half a run. There's no reason Arozarena should not score a run tonight in this game. I love Tampa tonight. I love that lineup. These righties running out there with Wander, batting third. Margot, I like batting fifth tonight. Like I already said, I like Zunino down the 7th spot. And then you got Jordan Lupo. Jordan Lupo is a great play. But just got to watch out. He may if a righty comes in, Lupo's probably going to get pinch hit for tonight. So he's a specialist. He plays against left-handed pitchers, guys like John Means. All right, so that's pretty much it. So we still have half hour to lock. Went through it pretty quick. Once again, tomorrow night, 9 p.m., Canadian football CFL preview show with me and Walter Waddell. Thursday night, 10 p.m., SEC football for DFS preview, which starts in less than 2 weeks. And back to MLB on Friday here at yourphillieschoice.com. I said first 2 months, $25 a month, all sports included. With football starting, you can't beat the price anywhere. And that's it. Thank you to John Moffa, and we are out of here.